Hi folks, my name is Frank Barry. I'm the chaplain for Lodge 35 of the New York State Fraternal Order Police, as well as the chaplain for the Fraternal Order of Court Officers. And I want to talk about law enforcement and faith. About a month ago, some young adults at my church asked me, how could I have worn a gun for so many years and now support armed law enforcement as a Christian chaplain? I could have been offended, but really it was a teaching moment. You see, I directed them to read the book of Romans, chapter 13, verses 3 and 4. And here it is. For the authorities are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. If you would have no fear of the authorities, then do what is good, and you will receive their approval. The authorities are God's servants for your welfare. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for they do not wear the sword in vain. My sisters and brothers, you might be wondering what these verses mean. These verses mean that as sworn law enforcement officers, you are servants of God, doing your duty for the welfare of others. And as for wearing a gun, the scriptures specifically mention that you do not bear the sword in vain. You wear that gun as a servant of God. You wear it to protect people. And please remember that every day when you put on that uniform and strap on that gun, you're putting yourself at risk for the safety of others. And I believe you do this because you're driven to do what is right, to fulfill your oath. That oath to protect and to serve. For good people doing good works are truly God's people doing God's work. And in closing, please consider Psalm 138, verse 7, as a personal prayer for law enforcement officers. And here it is, Psalm 138, verse 7. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve my life, O Lord. You stretch out your hand against the anger of my foes, and with your right hand you save me. Amen. And thank you for listening, folks.